Mm.
And welcome. Hello, everyone. I hope this is clear. Good afternoon from Uganda. It is a sunny afternoon. We hope you're doing fine. It's today that we are going to have training session on Audacity. Audacity is an open source software for audio editing, recording, editing, and management. So if you're thinking of starting a podcast or making audio adverts or any sort of audio messages, or perhaps you want to do non-stop music, you want to merge audios, you want to remove background noise from your audio clips, you want to cut out some parts of your audio and then upload it somewhere, this is a good platform to do it. But probably it is not the best for audio production. Yeah, but this can do some basic. Yeah. So you're welcome to today's training. I am joined by an amazing trainer. He's used audio um, podcasts for a long time, and I learned that it's Audacity that actually does the job for him. Personally, I also used Audacity for doing voiceovers for e-learning. So yeah, we hope you will like this session. And in a special way, I would like to welcome trainer Robert. Robert, you're welcome to say hello to the people who are attending this session, either physically or virtually. The one speaking is Joel, of course, the country director for the Kectil program in Uganda, as you know. And I also do training on the side, but I also direct the Kectil program activities globally. So I'm the chief operating officer. So you welcome, Robert. Please say hello, and then maybe we can hear a few people from the ground also just greet us, and then we kick off.
Thank you, Joel. Thank you, everyone joining us online and people on the ground at Kectil Centre, Uganda. Permit me to correct you, Joel. The Robert name doesn't stand. I am Tolit Pakitara, an adult and community educator, an educationist, a business mentor, and a poet and an author. I have personally used Audacity over the years, doing Every Child Can Learn podcast in my previous role with my organization. And I have so much to share with you about Audacity. But for now, I am just going to take on a simple role, that is to take us through the acquisition of the software and how we can set it up. Then I think Joel and other team members will take up from there. Thank you, and you're welcome. Well, to start with, Audacity.
Sorry,
Yes, please.
Mr. Khalid.
Yes, please.
Just mentioned that you've been doing a podcast project using Audacity.
Uh,
If you don't mind, could you get us a link to? Is it public or do we have to subscribe? If it's public, do you mind just dropping a link in the chat so that we can take a look at some of your projects done through Audacity? And
oh, yeah.
maybe if you don't, could you take us through what exactly Audacity did for you?
Okay.
Because today we are going to look at how to install Audacity, how to set it up on a computer, on a Windows computer,
Mhm,
and how to get your first audio recording done
mhm,
using Audacity, but also edit it on Audacity and
mhm,
extract it. So by the end of this training, you're going to be able to get an MP3 file recorded on Audacity, edited, but also ready for consumption. So maybe just a little bit about what exactly you did. Tell us a bit about the project you did through Audacity, and
oh,
what did Audacity did do for you specifically.
thank you, Joel. Thank you again, everyone. And as Joel requested, Audacity worked for me in our program or project that was called Every Child Can Learn. Every Child Can Learn was an initiative meant to help the public, especially the parents and the primary school teachers, on learning disabilities and inclusive education. So when I joined this organization, I found a bit of a challenge because they were doing their recordings in a studio whereby the teams who would record the podcast would go to a studio, then take the recording from there, and you find an expert from the studio who would take on the other productions. And that was really costly, both in terms of time and the money aspect of it. So when I joined the team, I realized I could, put my skills at use. And by then, I was not so much, good with Audacity software. But as a person who is always, open to new ideas and learning, I thought I could take that up and that would help. So I advised my team members to, get the equipment and see how I can put my skill at use and help the organization cut the costs and the time that we used to spend, doing the podcast. And that was really also limiting, the group of people that we could reach to record this podcast, because to invite somebody like, from Kampala to come to a studio in Gulu here, or, wherever we would want it, was a bit costly. But then with the equipments at hand, we could travel to wherever the person we want to meet and discuss with about learning disability and inclusive education could be at a time. So my team bought the idea and they purchased equipments for audio recording. I
What
mean,
kind of what kind of equipment did you especially buy, and what was the cost? Because perhaps there's someone here in the house who would
uh,
like to start doing podcasts or doing advertisements in MP3. So maybe just take us through, what did you buy, and what was the budget?
we bought an audio recording equipment. Sorry, I might not remember the name right now because I had so
A
many of them.
microphone?
Yeah, the microphone.
Was it like a condenser microphone?
You've said it. Thank you, Joel. We bought a condenser microphone. The cost was, I think it was between ranging from 350 to 400, something like that. And we purchased it from Kampala. You can also go online and still try to find the prices about that. So when the organization purchased that,
While he's talking, I'm going to share my screen and show you exactly the kind of microphone that you may
uh,
need.
that would really be helpful, Joel. Thank you. Yeah, so as I was saying, I remember my first production was, I think that was the sixth or the fifth Every Child Can Learn podcast. And Every Child Can Learn podcast, it's public. You can just go to your whatever browser you're using, and you just type in the word Every Child Can Learn podcast. Then they will bring you a list of the podcasts that we've done, both in English and in Acholi, and we have both in audio and the transcribed one. So when I started that, sorry, a bit of interruption here. But let's move on. So I was saying, when we bought that, I took up the role to start doing audio recording, whereby I am going to take you through the processes of acquiring an Audacity software in your operating system right away. So Joel, I guess I answered all that you tried to ask. Can we
True.
now proceed to acquiring the software on our different operating systems?
That's right.
Oh,
So maybe
okay.
you can share your screen. If you have
Uh,
it installed already, you may have to uninstall it and start it all over. Share
sure.
your screen and we see.
Okay, let me do that. Well, thank you. I believe everyone is seeing my screen, right? Those joining us online.
Yep, I can see.
Okay, that's very good. So, as Joel did mention earlier on, Audacity is a free software that you can acquire through the different browser that you use. And this is how we're going to go about it. You just have to, let's say we're going to get it through the website, that is Audacity team. .org. See what it brings. Yeah, I believe you should be able to see something like this on your screen. Then we come to download. When you click on download, you're going to see options for whatever operating system you're using. Or when you come a bit down here, you're going to just see download Audacity, and this one detects your operating system right away automatically, and it will download for you the Audacity software. So let's do this. I guess you see my download is running here, and I believe you're all doing the same. Let's give it a bit of some few seconds as I see my indication here saying 43 now, but it keeps handing down and up. But it's not taking long anyway. Should be less than a minute. Okay. So as we wait for that, I think we'll be open to any question from both within here and those following us online. Our download is almost. Yeah, our download is done. Let's see how we can install it right away. Okay. Okay. Let's install. Yeah, I believe you should be able to do something like I am doing here. Okay. We've just finished our installation. And now we have our Audacity. Joel, are we together? Okay, this is our Audacity now. We have opened up a project here. You should be able to see something open like this. And here you have installed your Audacity software in your operating system. And you can see a lot of options here to use when you want to start doing a production on an audio that you're going to record directly in the software using whatever recording audio external system that you have. Or you can also use the internal system that is inbuilt in Audacity system. But normally it is advisable that you use an external microphone or something like that to support a better quality audio that can easily be shared and used for maybe public consumption, or depends on what you want to use your audio for, depending on the operating system that you use. So now I am going to take you through a list of options that Audacity provides for you when you're doing your recordings or editing. The first thing we see here in the system is what we call file. I believe you're quite familiar with this one because when you're using things like MS Word, stuff like that, you'll always see this, and you know what it helps you for when you open it. Like, let's see, when we open, we are able to see new, we're able to see open, and so many things here. And this is all going to be used during the process of our recording and producing an audio, as you see here. Then when you come to edit, you're going to see list of options. Some are locked, some are open, and you may only need those ones that are open. But when you, for now, you may see some locked because we don't have a project we're working on. And when we come here, we see select, view, transport, we see tracks, we see generate, effect, and you're going to see a lot of options here that will help you play around with what you want to appear in your audio. Then we proceed to analyze tools, then help. Then beside also we have what we've seen here. They have been illustrated here through the different tools that you see here. And these are the tools we're going to use during our recording. I guess so far, so good. Right, Joel? Is there any question so far? Someone is asking how to make the workspace smaller. I don't know what exactly you're trying to mean there, or what I'm seeing. I mean, what I've done, does it answer that question? Making it smaller? Okay, good. I see confirmation that that answers the question or the inquiry on making the where you're working smaller. So here we're going to do the first thing. That is, we've already set up our Audacity on our different operating systems. And right now we can sample our first project, and that is by trying to record and know which button when you want to record, you press, and when you want to do this, you press, and stuff like that. For those that might be having external microphones, when you insert that in your system, you should be able to see something like it might select automatically, or if you don't have something like that, the one Audacity has detected for your system will be what you're seeing here. And for our case, it has chosen microphone real tech audio, and that is what we're going to work with. The setups here normally comes automatically based on your operating system, and that might be the best fitting for you. But in case you are, you know what kind of quality you would want, and you feel what the system is trying to give you is not what you want, you can adjust by playing around with whatever you see here, just that way, and you can get the better quality audio that you would want. So right now we're going to take our first sample recording, and when you want to record, you're seeing this red button. Yes, the red button here is the recording button. So we're going to press this and we start our sample recording. And this is how it's gonna go. So I'm going to just make a simple story here and we'll work with that. Thank you very much, everyone. Here is Tolit taking you through Audacity setup for today. And I am sure we are all having fun throughout this training. Thank you. So let's work with this sample audio that you're just seeing on your screen right now. So we have just stopped our recording, and you can play your recording to hear what exactly you did.
Well, trainer,
Yes, please.
could you show us how you stopped it? Was there
Okay.
a shortcut or what did you press?
Okay. Okay. Let me just. I'm going to redo all this. So I'm deleting the project that I've worked on already. Okay. Okay. Let's start afresh. Okay, this is how we're going to go about it. We said when you want to start recording your audio, you come to this red button and it will tell you record or new project, something like that. Or you can also come to the file and you just open a new project. For example, if you already worked on something and you want something new, you can just come here and it gives you. But as at the moment, we have already a new project that we haven't done anything with. So That's what we're going to work with. So here we click our red button and we start the recording. Thank you very much. My name is Tolit, and I am the one taking you through Audacity setups and doing our first audio sample production today. And I hope you're all enjoying and having fun during this training. Thank you. So here is where you stop your recording from. Hope we all did that. Or you can also just press spacebar if you're quite familiar with your operating system already. You can just press spacebar and it stops for you the recording. The recording that we've stopped here, we can still continue with it if we want. Like for example, let's say you're recording your audio, then you got interrupted, but you still want to continue from where you ended. You can just still continue with your recording, and then later the other parts that you wouldn't want them to appear, you will just cut them off during your editing, and we're going to show you also how to do that. So let's listen to our sampled recording and we see if we really got what we wanted. Here, I'm going to play. You can play using the space bar button on your operating system, or you can use the green button that you're seeing right here where the cursor is. And here we are playing. Let's highlight here and we play. Thank you very much. My name is Tolit, and I am the one taking you through Audacity setups and doing our first audio sample production today. And I hope you're all enjoying and having fun during this training. Thank you. So here is where you stop your recording from. That all appeared in your recording. So we're going to start now working on our audio to give a better sound that we would want to produce. The first thing that you normally do, having recorded your work like this, it is advisable that you save your work. The saving that we're going to do here, we are going to just save this work as a file that we're working on still on Audacity. Are we together? And this, we can come here and say save, and we're going to save the project. And it's saying here, save project is for an Audacity project, not an audio file. For an audio file that will open in other apps, use export. So what we are doing is just saving for an Audacity. And this one here, you can only you can open this file we are saving by an Audacity app or software only. But then when you want an audio that you can share with friends, that you can take around on a radio station or play on an external system, you'll have to export it to that particular format that you would want that can play using your operating system. So we are saving our project as, let's say A1. Let's say A1. A1 is our project. Let's select the location where we want it to be, and we are saving our project on desktop. So here we go, and we have our work saved. So now, having saved our work already, the second step that is advisable is we are going to, normally what I forgot is when you're doing your recording, you don't have to start speaking immediately once you press the record button, so that you can give Audacity time to detect the kind of unwanted sound that might be in your room, possibly where you're recording, or a studio, so that when you're working on your audio later, you can be able to remove that sound. And in this case, let's say we're going to use this little space here to detect the noise or unnecessary sound that might be in our recording. And by selecting it like this, you come to generate. You come to, we're going to get the noise profile, and noise profile, we come to effect. When you come to effects, then we're going to the noise profile. Am I not seeing noise profile? Yes, get noise profile. I hope we're all seeing this, and we're going to click get noise profile, and the system has already generated the noise profile or unnecessary sound that might be in this recording. So having got your noise profile, you now apply to the whole recording by highlighting the whole recording, and you can just use Control A for those using a similar operating system like mine. Or you can just, let's say you can just use some of these tools you see here to do this. And this is what we call, this tool you see here, it's called the selection tool. So the selection tool will give you the ability to select whatever area you want to work on your audio. And for this matter, we have selected all, and we want to remove the noise that we generated. So we go back to effect, and now we come to noise reduction. Then now we apply to reduce the noise or the unnecessary sounds that the system detected, and we say okay. And for this case, nothing appeared here, but normally when you have a long recording and possibly the unnecessary noise or sound might have been much in your work, it will take a bit of time, and you're going to see something that runs green, showing you that it's working on whatever your system detected. But for this matter, I think our noise was very little, or unnecessary sound was very little. That's why it ran very fast and we didn't see anything appearing. But if you were very keen, you might have seen something here when I was just detecting the noise. When I was getting the noise profile, there was something like a dot here. Yeah, I don't know whether you all saw it, but I'm going to take you back and see whether you can. Sorry, just took out all of that. Let me see. Okay, are you seeing what is here? I guess we are all seeing. There's a small dot here. So this small dot was earlier detected as a noise. Possibly among many other unnecessary sounds that were detected. So anything that appeared in the work in the project here like this, when we removed the noise, when we got the noise profile and we applied to the whole work, it removed any unnecessary sound that was like this. That's why when I showed you afterward, there was nothing like that. When you see now, you won't see anything like that. So that means that sound has been removed because it was unnecessary in our recording, and that way we can now proceed with our with our production. As you're doing this, Audacity is now saving this work automatically, and you're good to go. So right now we've removed the noise from this work. The sound we have is what we want to work with, and we now go ahead to edit. And editing starts by now listening again. Thank you very much. My name is Tolit, and I am the one taking you through Audacity setups and doing our first audio sample. So as you're listening through, sometimes you may realize that there is break in my communication or during my speaking, and you may realize that that may not be necessary in your audio when you're producing it now later on for other consumptions. So you would want to remove it, and this can come where you see long spaces like here, where you see there's this flat line. Then that means there was nothing there. Possibly I might have paused, or I didn't say anything at that point, and you may not want it to be there. Like for example, you may want what I said between here and here should just flow constantly. So by that, you come to your selection key here, clicking on the selection key that we're still working on with. We just highlight that area, then you press back key or delete on your machine, and it will it will just do away with that, and you reduce the distance that the silence that was here between the conversation here to here will be no more, and that we are already working on our audio to produce something quality. Then the next thing also, you may realize during your speech, you may have, said a lot of and you may realize that these are not necessary. So you will be able to remove all that by just highlighting, as we did, area where you find you don't need it. Let's see. My name is Tolit, and I am the one taking you through Audacity setups and doing our first audio sample production today. And I hope you're all enjoying and having fun during this training. Thank you. So you realize that from here to here, there was a long silence that may not be necessary, because sometimes when you're doing your audios, you also need to mind, like, for example, let's say you're doing a commercial audio or you're doing a podcast and you're looking at 10 minutes. Now, this kind of silence increases the time for your audio. And by the fact that you may not want it, you'll need to cut it out. And in this case, we are going to remove this, just like I said, by using the delete button or the back button on your operating system, and that will be no more. Thank you. So here is... Now, you see, just immediately after I finished that, I went on to, so here, stuff like that, compared to when it was very long, like earlier here. Thank you. That long silence was not necessary, so we had to remove it, and that's what we just did. We move on. There's nothing much to do with, and like we see here also, our audio is not starting at exactly when you press play, so we'll need to cut out this part that does not needs to be part of our audio, because there's that silence alone, which we don't need it. So we also cut it out so that when you're playing your audio, thank you very much. My name is Tolit, and I am thank you. You realize there's that thank you very that may not be necessary, so we also cut it out. Let's say we remove that Thank you very much. My name is Tolit, and I am the one taking you through Audacity setups and doing our first audio sample production. So now our audio starts at exactly where we wanted to start. Thank you very much. My name is Tolit, and I am the one taking you. Thank you. Now we are getting the gist of editing using. So I'll take you through some of the tools here. As we did mention earlier, some of these tools, you may not need them for this level of editing at the moment, because they play bigger roles. For example, if you're going to, let's say we want to have a background sound onto this, maybe let's say we have sound jingles that we would want in this. This is when you'll later realize some of these some of these tools will be put at work, and by that, we will be seeing those in the next session, I am sure. I am getting information here, and let's try pause a little. Okay, somebody is asking from the ground here that how do we amplify the sound? Amplifying the sound, I thought it would be in the next session, but the fact that somebody asked already, you will just have to come to effect. Most of the work options for your audio is under effect. When you come to effect, you're going to see a list of options that will help you do your work well. Like the amplifier that one of the participants is talking about is right here among the first thing. Audacity gives you also options to do automated kind of repetitions for what you want to do. Like when you see up here, it's saying repeat noise reduction. So when you click this noise reduction, it is still going to remove anything that was slightly like that dot that we saw earlier on before we removed it, because we generated it as a noise profile. So when you click this repeat, it's going to do that. And now when we try to amplify anything here, it is going to appear here immediately as repeat amplifying what you did. So when you click that, it will keep on, And that will help us in the next stage as we go along. So amplifying, when you come to amplify here, you're going to click on it and you're going to see something like this. This one is showing because we didn't select what do you want to amplify. So when you want to amplify, let's say this area, there's something here very small. Let's play. When we see the recordings here shows that when I was speaking, at some point I was a little low, then the voice goes up, then comes down, as you see the appearance here. So when you want to amplify, like possibly have something, like something uniform, or when you want to, let's say, where my voice is a bit low, you want to, bring it up and stuff like that, you select that particular area so that when you click, when you want to amplify, it will work with what you have. So let's say, let me see. Much. My name is Tolit, and I am the one taking you through. You realize that around here, my voice was a bit low. Yeah. So we want to amplify. We come to amplify, and you're going to see something like this. This is what we are working with right now, and we want to possibly take it up or bring it down. So what you see here, you're going to play around the new peak amplitude is at negative 0.0043. And we want it to possibly, go a little up. And this is what we're going to do. Let's say something like that. And we click apply. Are you seeing? Did you see what it brought? The one taking it. So it has really raised my voice at that point. And that is how we are going to keep playing around with amplifying. Along with so many other options that you would want to work with later, because you can also normalize the noise, the loudness in all the recording just at once. When you highlight the whole work, then you come to loudness normalization, and it does it for you for the whole recording, just like that. And for the amplifying also, if you realize you want a uniform, kind of a sound pitch and everything, you just highlight the whole recording and you go and amplify the whole work all together, and it will produce something uniform for you, just like that. And that, I am sure, answers the amplifying the sound question that one of the colleagues asked. And that brings us to close to the end of today's session almost. But the next thing right now that we're going to do is we have saved this work. We have edited. I think the sound that we want is okay. It is a good audio that we feel, we can work with. So now we do what we call exporting. We are going not to save now, but we are going to export because we now want something out for consumption. Like we want to play the audio we worked on another system, possibly, maybe currently people are familiar with those Bluetooth speakers and stuff like that in their house, and so you would want an audio for that. So we come to export, and when you're exporting the audio, it's going to give you a list of options. Like we see export as MP3, export as WAV, export as OGG, export as audio, and so many. So this one now depends on your operating system as well, what you want to, use the audio on. For example, if you want to play it on the radio, if you want it on, on a phone, you need something that can, easily be supported. And some of these also depends on the carrying capacity of whatever audio you want. And the most commonly used is MP3. That's why we see musicians and some other artists use this one here, because it gives you a very small carrying capacity that can easily be worked with. For example, when you upload it on YouTube, somebody can easily download it because it might be carrying on about 3 MBs, 4, 10, something like that. But then when you go to the other options, it might give something bigger. And also these ones, the quality is different differs according to whatever you see here. So now we are going to export our work as MP3. And by clicking that, it gives you another option now to save your work as a final product for whatever you want. And by this, we're going to go back the same way we did. We're saving it on desktop. And this time, let's say we want to say a final. I think that can work, yeah? Yeah, let's say a final for this. And we click save. Then when you click save, it's going to bring you options. That's why when you're playing around with audios in your phone, like music, stuff like that, you normally see the name of the person appears or the artist, then the title of the song, the album title, the track number here of the production, genre, and comments and stuff like that. So this is upon you now to play with. And let's say, what's the name of this? The name of the artist, let's say, we can just say Uganda. Yeah, yeah, let's say Kectil UG. And what is the track title? The track title can be, let's say Audacity lesson. Oh yeah, something like that. Then album title, you say maybe let's say this is the first one. Track number, first one. Year of production was 2022. Then the genre, what could be the genre here? Somebody support me. What could be the genre here? I don't know, but let's just think about anything. Like it could be a poetry, it could be uh, country, gospel, stuff like that. You know, those who love music. When we talk about genre, that's what we are referring to. And for now, I don't know what to put there, but that's that. And comments, you'll always put those comments depending on whatsoever you worked on and what you want it for. So you put those comments here. And let's say we want to say copyright something like to Kectil Uganda 2020. Yeah, we put it there. Then when we've done all that, we can now come to OK to finally save this work. And we're going to click OK. And by clicking OK, it's unfortunate we're not seeing anything running here to notify you that your work is saving or it has been saved or it has been exported, because what we are producing is very small and it doesn't take Audacity much seconds to work it out. That's why we don't see it appearing here. But imagine if it was a long kind of audio, like maybe we're working with 10 minutes or beyond that, it would show us something running here as we do the saving or exporting, and that will take us to the final product. So let's see if we can access our final product and play it. I don't know whether that would help, but let's say we saved our work on the desktop, and here it is. I don't know whether you're seeing it. Yeah, this is where we saved our work from. And now we are going to play our final product. And let's say we're going to use open with, we want to play this using VLC. Thank you very much. My name is Tolit, and I am the one taking you through Audacity setups and doing our first audio sample production today. And I hope you're all enjoying and having fun during this training. Thank you. So here is where you stop your recording from. Amazing. I like that. And that means we have done something. Let's come back here. Yeah, Joel and the team on the ground here and those following us online, I am glad to announce that we have almost come to the end of the session. But before that, I know I might have been so fast on some of the things, and as we went along, I know you might have also been, like wanting to ask, but you didn't get the time. So maybe this is the time to ask. Okay. giving a bit of minutes to us to see if we have any question before we close the session, as we look forward to the real production with Audacity, where in the next session we'll be able to possibly add sound to our system, like a background sound and any other sound that we would want to work with in our system. But one last thing I would want to say is Audacity, you can also work on audios that you produced maybe from other sources. Like, let's say you did a recording on your phone, possibly a conversation that you would want documented for maybe future use or something like that. That work, you can also bring it to Audacity and still play around with the settings here, and you give that audio a better quality sound and save it for whatever purpose you want to use it for. So it's not only the recorded, not only the recording from here, but also you can use what you have from out, like the recordings you did from your phone, on your phone or any other gadgets, and you can still bring it here. So since there's no question, I guess that's would mean the session went well, and I am very pleased that we managed to come through to the end of today's session, and I am going to say I want to wish you all the best and meet you in the next session. Thank you very much.